These new batteries are unquestionably the biggest game changer in terms of technology the world has seen in the last 50 years. There is nothing else that changes the game as much as these batteries.
Let's just look at the numbers for a second. Donut Lab says their battery lasts 100,000 cycles. BYD, they say 10,000. But here's what really matters. BYD's been making batteries since 1995. They pump out huge quantities every year. Their operation is gigantic. Donut Lab, on the other hand, popped up in 2024. No history, no track record, barely out of the gate. So ask yourself, which number feels legit? Because 10,000 cycles alone means you could charge your car every single day for almost 30 years. Now a brand new startup claims theirs can handle 10 times that? Honestly, come on, let's dig in. Section 2. BYD's sodium-ion breakthrough.
According to China EV Post, BYD says it's ready with a third-generation sodium-ion battery that can handle up to 10,000 charge cycles, similar to what's used in energy storage systems today. That's a big step up compared to the 2,000 to 3,000 cycles typical of current lithium iron phosphate batteries used in most electric vehicles.
Okay, now it gets interesting. On February 9th, 2026, BYD didn't just show a concept or spit out some marketing fluff. They put out real numbers attached to an actual product. Not a fancy rendering, not just a pitch deck. We're talking about a third-generation sodium-ion battery system with a claimed 10,000 cycle life.
A 10,000 cycle battery in a small city car could really mean ultra-low depreciation, extremely long service life, and then in between, BYD already has LFP.
Pause and really let that sink in. 10,000 cycles is basically never worry about replacing this territory for the average driver. That's decades of daily use. So this isn't just a tiny step forward, it's a leap. And there's more than just the cycle count. Look at the specs. BYD's talking about 200 amp-hour cells. That's real hardware for vehicles, not some lab fantasy. Plus, these batteries operate from minus 40 degrees Celsius all the way up to 80 degrees Celsius. That's wild. Most batteries crumble in freezing temperatures, but sodium-ion actually thrives when it's cold.
If you swapped it out for a solid-state battery, remember as well that that solid-state battery is probably going to be lighter in addition. Plus, it'll charge a lot faster. A lot faster.
BYD says you can charge at minus 30 degrees Celsius without preheating. If you pay attention to how EVs handle winters, that's a huge deal. No more waiting. No more wasting energy on warming up the battery before you start charging. Let's touch on the chemistry, just enough to get the gist. They use a polyanion cathode with high-entropy fusion tech. At first, that sounds like marketing speak, but it's legit. The idea is to keep the material structure stable over tons of charge cycles, so it doesn't fall apart. Then there's a superfluid electrolyte, built to help ions move smoothly even when it's really cold. So you don't just get one big claim. It's a bunch of smart engineering choices, all aimed at making these batteries tough, stable, and ready for real life.
BYD have just revealed two different batteries. One of them will be cheaper than lithium iron phosphate batteries and make EVs significantly cheaper than gasoline-powered cars. And that battery will last for around 100 years. Well, in theory.
And here's what most people miss. This isn't some lab demo. BYD is pouring 10 billion yen into a 30 gigawatt-hour factory in Xuzhou. That's not baby steps from a startup. That's massive industry commitment. That's real production, preparing to scale up in a serious way. Because throwing out numbers is easy. Building a factory is the real sign you're serious. This is where BYD stands apart. They're not just saying, trust us. They've got the chemistry, they've shown the performance, and now they're ready to crank out batteries at scale. When someone like BYD claims 10,000 cycles, it feels real. It's not hype. They look set to actually deliver. Section 3. The cost revolution.
To 115 per kilowatt hour in 2024. That's when EVs become as cheap as gas cars.
Here's the thing hardly anyone's talking about. It's not about cycle life or fancy specs. It's really all about price. Batteries are the main driver behind if an EV is something regular folks can actually afford. Right now, that's what's holding everything back. And sodium-ion? This is where the story gets interesting. Sodium isn't rare, it's everywhere, about 1,000 times more common than lithium. That means you don't have the big headaches with supply chains, mining delays, or global politics. It's just easier and cheaper to get, period. Companies are already crunching the numbers. CATL's aiming for $19 per kilowatt hour once their sodium-ion cells ramp up. That's wild compared to lithium-ion, which still hangs out between $60 and $74 per kilowatt hour, depending on how it's made. Even if you take the cautious approach, looking at groups like the International Renewable Energy Agency, they peg sodium-ion around $40 per kilowatt hour after it hits scale.
If you imagine a vehicle with 300 kilometers of usable range and you multiply that by 10,000 cycles, you're looking at a theoretical lifespan of roughly 3 million kilometers.
Let's break that down. Say your EV has a 30 kilowatt hour battery and you're paying $40 per kilowatt hour. That's $1,200 just for the cells. Remember, batteries are the most expensive part of any electric car. So now, picture building a full vehicle around that price. You start getting into territory where a car could cost under $15,000. That's not some distant dream. It's actually doable right now. We're already seeing hints of this shift. The BYD Seagull, selling in China for around $9,500, and it's using LFP batteries, which are still pricier than sodium-ion.
So what we're seeing is a parallel approach to energy storage, lithium-based chemistries evolving towards solid-state, sodium-based chemistries evolving toward extreme durability, and low cost on the other track.
People love to hype the next big battery breakthrough. Usually they mean longer range or faster charging. But honestly, cheaper batteries are what really open the floodgates for adoption. Because improving range a bit? That's cool. But making EVs a whole lot cheaper? That changes the game. Here's where companies start to separate. Some come out swinging with bold performance claims. Others are quietly slashing costs, making EVs way more accessible. That's not some marketing fluff. That's real industry disruption. Section 4. BYD's solid-state roadmap. Just as BYD looks ready to dive deep into sodium-ion, they're also working on something even bigger behind the scenes: solid-state batteries. But this isn't about creating hype. It's about sticking to a timeline.
Because there's actually 4 different types of mainstream solid electrolyte, essentially battery chemistries that companies are going with, and BYD's chosen sulfide. While legacy automakers, guys, they are still trying to figure out how to make a profitable EV with 2020 technology.
They're focused on sulfide electrolytes, which a lot of experts consider the most promising route. The bar they're aiming for? About 400 watt-hours per kilogram. That's a big leap. Think of much higher range without bulking up the battery.
Charging speed. Well, we just saw a news article today, actually, that BYD are working on 2,200 kilowatt charging speed. I'm not saying that's for these batteries. We don't know what these batteries can charge at.
Charging is another story. BYD wants 5C charging speeds. Super quick top-ups that won't ruin the battery. That's where most breakthrough claims collapse. But rarely does a company spell out what they're actually trying to do and when. BYD's approach? Here's when you'll get it. Not, we've cracked the code. Here's their plan. 2027, small batch production, about 1,000 cars, probably under their premium Yangwang line. 2030, scaling to 40,000 vehicles.
About 2.5 times higher, if not potentially 3 times higher for Generation 2, then that's what they're going to do.
So, they're not rushing. It's measured, deliberate, the kind of rollout you expect from a team that knows this stuff is tough, and they've moved past theory too. In 2024, BYD built 60 amp-hour pilot cells. That's real progress, not just experiments, but something resembling what could go in actual cars. Their CTO, Sun Huajun, explains why they picked sulfide electrolytes. Better stability, longer life compared to other solid-state options. Nothing flashy, just the kind of decisions engineers care about. Maybe the biggest piece? They've been grinding on solid state since 2013. That's over 10 years of trial and error before even announcing timelines to the public. So when BYD says they're shooting for 2027, it hits differently. They're not chasing attention, they're laying down how long it actually takes to turn the idea into reality. Section 5. Why this matters for the Donut Lab story.
It is about pushing performance forward, and if cost parity is achieved, eventually replacing conventional lithium-ion in mainstream segments.
Alright, so now you've seen what BYD is actually up to, and this is where the comparison really starts to matter. It's not just about the numbers, it's about the story behind those numbers, the way they're presented, the proof that backs them up. BYD lays out the chemistry. They tell you what goes into the batteries, what materials they're using, and they share timelines that stretch years ahead. You see them build factories, produce pilot cells, and roll things out step by step. It's not flashy. It's pretty slow and methodical, almost boring, honestly. But that's what actual progress looks like in the world of batteries.
You've got a battery cell sitting in an oven hot test chamber at 100 degrees Celsius, that's 212 degrees Fahrenheit, literally boiling water temperature.
Now, look at Donut Lab. No chemistry details, no roadmap for production that stretches years ahead, nothing that shows scaled manufacturing. All you get is a bunch of big claims, especially that wild 100,000 cycle number just sitting there with none of the technical grounding you'd expect if this was real.
BYD is targeting first generation energy density around 400 watt hours per kilogram, which is brilliant, with second generation around 500 watt hours per kilogram. So for context, BYD's current Blade batteries, the LFP batteries they've got, sits around 160, 170 watt hours per kilogram, and the new sodium ion batteries from CATL, the Naxtra batteries, they're confirmed at 175.
And here's the thing, BYD's 10,000 cycle claim is already a big deal. That could change EV battery life and how people think about owning these cars. But it falls within what's actually doable, something engineers believe is possible with the tech today.
This leaves us in a bit of a conflict, because a lithium-ion cell seems more able to meet some of the Donut Lab's claims and data, but a sodium-ion cell seems more likely to meet other ones, like low-temperature performance.
Then you have Donut Lab's 100,000. That's not just better, that's a whole different universe. Nobody's achieved that. No Toyota, Samsung, CATL, not even BYD with all their years of research and billions spent. So when a fresh startup walks in and announces something 10 times bigger than the industry's best, you don't just nod along. You dig deeper. Where's the proof? In batteries, credibility isn't built on wild claims. It comes from showing your work, being transparent, and following through. That's the gap here. BYD lays out what's possible, supports it with real data, actual infrastructure, and time. Donut Lab tosses out numbers that sound amazing, with none of the same evidence. So when these claims sit side by side, it's not about whose number is bigger, it's about which story actually holds water. Because 10,000 cycles from BYD could easily outlast most drivers. But 100,000 cycles from a startup with no patents, no track record, no nothing? That's not showing ambition. That's straight up headline chasing. Here's where I land on this. If a company with decades under its belt says 10,000 cycles and shows you the receipts, you pay attention. If a brand new startup shouts 100,000 cycles and offers zero proof, you start asking questions. If you like digging into this kind of reality check, where we compare bold claims to what's actually happening, go ahead and subscribe and hit the bell. Because next, we're diving into BYD's sodium battery, why it could make lithium old news, and why most car makers aren't ready for that shift. That's going to shake up the whole conversation.